Hello everybody and welcome to this week's episode of The County Seat. I'm your host Chad Booth. Today we are going to be talking about indigent defense, the constitutional right for a person regardless of income to be represented in trial before a jury of their peers. Now this was established in a case called Gideon versus Wainwright at the level at which if somebody cannot afford an attorney, their constitutional right is protected and one must be provided for them by the state. Now this is a very controversial issue because some people in the community, including the ACLU, do not believe that that standard is being met. Here with the background on indigent defense and the challenges counties face in Utah is Malia Bascom.
Innocent until proven guilty. It's the very basis of our legal system in the United States. The Sixth Amendment of the Constitution guarantees every citizen proper defense counsel. In the state of Utah, if you're arrested for a crime, you are entitled to a court-appointed attorney. But the difference is who pays for it.
The state of Utah is one of only 2 states in the entire country that doesn't provide any state-level support or resources whatsoever to the counties. And it means the counties are essentially on their own when it comes to providing these services.
So it becomes essentially fully a county responsibility, and in some municipal settings, a municipal responsibility to provide both prosecution and defense services in the state courts. That's a big burden.
Indigent defense is the appointing of an attorney to an accused or juvenile who can't afford counsel. Most states fund public defense programs, but in Utah, the legal and financial responsibilities are shifted directly onto the counties, with no state money going to indigent defense at all. Most Utah counties contract with private attorneys for their indigent defense needs, but these lawyers are unable to dedicate all of their time to public cases. This has led the ACLU to fear that individuals who can't pay for an attorney are getting substandard defense. Only 2 Utah counties have full-time public defenders with a cost in the tens of millions of dollars. And those are in metro areas where lawyers are easy to find.
Counties in Utah are 1st through 6th class. 6th class counties have very few residents and much more space. Nevertheless, they have to provide the same service. And in fact, in those communities, it can be even more difficult than it is in Salt Lake, where there are many people that want to take these cases, many more people who are willing to take them and to run those contracts. In some of the rural counties, they may have very little choice, but they still have to provide that defense service, and they have to do it at a constitutionally minimum standard at least.
That standard can sometimes put county officials in a difficult spot, because essentially they have to set money aside in the budget to fund indigent defense without knowing how many individuals will need it.
If you're a county commissioner, how are you supposed to budget for these, for these expenses, where at the beginning of the year, maybe you don't know how many people are going to be arrested and charged with crimes. What a lot of counties have tried to do to limit their costs and to make them more predictable is to put out for low bid contracts, basically. So they'll put out a request for bids and it'll say, for X amount of money, you will agree to take on all of the cases in a given year.
While that can solve the financial problem, what happens if more people are charged with crimes than the county was expecting? This can lead to an overflow of cases that contracted attorneys are not capable of addressing.
The ACLU has brought to our attention caseloads as being a major concern of theirs. It's my concern as well as a county attorney, because I don't want a defendant to go home at night and wonder if his case was just brushed over.
In a society that upholds the ideal, innocent until proven guilty, everyone deserves access to a proper defense when they're charged with committing a crime.
I think the public should know that our public defenders are professionals. They are interested in achieving results for their clients that not only addresses what's in the client's best interest, but moving them forward back into community in a successful way.
Anytime you are charged with anything serious, you want the best defense you can possibly get. So that's what I would hope I would have.
I think our tendency as a society is to think of this as, well, it's not really my problem, or it's just, criminals who need these sorts of services. I think what's really important for folks to remember is, if you get picked up on a DUI or have too many speeding tickets, or, God forbid something else happens, that especially in this day and age, in these hard economic times anyone could wind up needing a lawyer.
And in the off case where you find yourself in need of a good defense, it's nice to know that one will be provided for you. For the county seat, I'm Malia Bascom.
Thank you, Malia, for that report. We will look forward to a lively conversation about indigent defense when we return here on the county seat. A lot of ground to cover in this half hour. We want you to stay with us. We'll be right back.
How would you spend an extra day in Utah Valley? Stay one more day. Visit utahvalley.com to make reservations. Utah Valley. Bring everyone together.
Imagine a place where the world's largest concentration of scenic attractions can be found, where radiant cliffs of 2 national parks and 3 state parks tower to kiss the azure sky. Come and visit any one of the many memorable sites and events that Bryce Canyon Country, Garfield County, Utah has to offer. Drive along National Scenic Byway 143 and All-American Road Highway 12 and experience the ultimate adventure.
Along Interstate 70 and Highway 89 is an area that is rich with high mountain peaks, vast forests, lakes, streams, historical sites, and a climate that is perfect for outdoor adventures, no matter what the season. Whether you visit Sevier County to catch one of the many celebrations, experience a country-style county fair, or be part of various concerts, sports, or equestrian events, you will be greeted by local residents with a smile and a welcoming hand. In the center of it all, Sevier County.
The State of Utah School and Institutional Trust Lands Administration. SITLA manages 3.5 million acres of Utah lands with the express purpose of furthering the education of Utah students while promoting local industry, oil and gas, even residential development, all at the same time. Through the careful use of trust lands, we distributed more than $22 million to Utah schools last year. The State of Utah School and Institutional Trust Lands Administration, building the state's permanent school fund.